I'm getting this sense of the value of the journey that you've had, what you've come through. It also a little bit feels like not just you, but maybe your parents too. And not that you did the same thing that they did, but this collected feeling of, they're giving me this feeling of legacy of how you have chosen to take who you are and what you've done with your life and to work in crafting a legacy, a blossoming of your gifts. Okay, so I'm going to take a moment to pause. May I ask a quick question of, have you done anything recently that feels celebratory or congratulations? Oh, good. I can't wait to see what you're going to show me.
I wrote my novel,
Wow.
Letters to Singapore, in May, and it's been wonderful. So when you said
Mm.
that, that's what came to mind.
And another deep breath. And if you need to settle in to your chair to feel a little bit more relaxed, you can. And exhaling whenever you feel comfortable. And another deep breath and picturing that it's going anywhere in your body where you might need a little bit of extra energy or love or attention. I'm getting this feeling of a dull stomach ache. I don't know if you've had any stomach issues lately, but it feels like a low aching in the abdomen. So sending some extra love to your stomach, to your digestive system. And also with your next breath, sending love to your shoulders. I don't know if this is a physical sensation or a emotional sensation, but what I'm feeling is a little bit of a weight on your shoulders of either recently or for a while, maybe, how do I put it? A little bit like a burden of something that you've been doing for others that caused some extra strain on your shoulders, some extra stress. Sending love and appreciation to your shoulders. Thanking them for doing all their shoulder work, for shouldering the responsibility or shouldering the burden, shouldering the obligation that they did. And opening up the communication from your mind or your awareness to your shoulders and to your stomach, so that if either one of those parts of your body wants to send you a message in the future moving forward of either, okay, I've had enough, you're taking on too much, you're shouldering too much, that you'll hear this or feel this message from your shoulders. And with the stomach, the message, it feels like maybe, I don't know that it's literal food you've been eating. It almost feels like if there are things that you feel like you didn't tolerate very well, almost like an allergy, but not a food allergy, and not a lungs allergy, but this is a metaphorical allergy or a symbolic allergy. Like there's something you've maybe been around a lot or consuming in one way or another, but not necessarily consuming in your mouth, that is a little bit having an either this metaphorical allergic reaction or like a heaviness in your stomach. Obviously, you're watching a show that afterwards there's a lot coming up from the show that you're processing, or I don't know if it's a TV show or what it is, but I do feel that there's something in your life that is coming into your energy field, your being, your awareness, that's a little bit weighing in your stomach like a rock. And we're naming that now, we're speaking about it, and that, again, like I said, your stomach and your shoulders can be communicating with your mind, with your awareness when they're reaching a limit or when they're reaching a threshold of, okay, that's enough. This is enough of this. Maybe it's time for something new. So taking in a deep breath and feeling gratitude for your body that loves you and that you care for with love and that is willing to communicate with you and that you respond to your own needs. And when you're ready, you can breathe out and exhale gently. And with your next inhale, picturing that that breath is going all the way down to your toes. And if you want to wiggle your toes, you can. And when I tune into your feet, I feel this sense of joy of the places you've gone, the life you've lived, that you've probably had hard times or hard months or hard years, like anybody who's living any length of time has bound to have. But I also feel like you lean towards joy. You tend to want to return to noticing the good in life. And so I'm sharing that perspective with you. Yes, or at least you're leaning towards joy and faced in that direction now. I don't know if it's always been that way. Another deep breath and calling in with your next inhale anything that you want to experience, anything that you want to have in your being today and tomorrow and this week. And sometimes when I say this, something will come to your mind automatically, like an emotion or a feeling. For some people, nothing comes to your mind automatically. Either one is fine. You're a receptive person. So just being open to whatever your body and your being wants to take in today, that's coming in with the next breath. And with your exhale, you're releasing whatever needs to be released, whatever is not being held on to anymore. Yeah, it feels to me like some of that burden is being released. Some of the stress of the things that you've done for others that was maybe more, you were doing it for them more than you were doing it for you. Out with your exhale, anything you want to release. Picturing lots of stress being released or strain or anything that's creating friction or a lack of joy in your life. We're just breathing it out. With your next inhale, calling in all of your attention, all of your consciousness, your presence, your awareness, your resources into this present moment, feeling the focus returning to you and feeling yourself filled with all of your attention and awareness in this moment. Breathing out and exhale and releasing anything that you don't need to hold on to in this moment, anything that maybe is reminders or expectations or feelings that you're ready to release. And with your next deep breath in, feeling the gratitude and the joy and the peace and satisfaction of all of the benefits and beautiful things of the place where you live. So the people, the buildings, the structures, the landscape, the plants and the animals, all of those things, the big open sky, all of the things that you enjoy about where you live, having a moment of gratitude for that and a moment of feeling grounded and present in the place where you live. And with your next inhale, calling in any and all of the spirits and spirit guides and angels and ancestors and loved ones, living or departed, anyone and everyone, seen and unseen, who wants to gather for you, Kelly, who wants to be here to offer their love and their support and their wisdom and their guidance and all of the things. Oh, this is funny. Immediately, they're giving me this image of like goblets of some type of drink. I don't know if it's alcoholic or what, but like celebrations and clinking of glasses. That's the first image they're giving me for you, is this celebration. Congratulations. Very happy to be loving you and supporting you and offering all of this to you. And what else do they want to say? Let me see what else there is here. Getting the sense of tears of joy, and maybe also times in which, if you had points that felt like low moments where these beings were there drying your tears and having a hand on your shoulder or on your heart, when you were going through challenging times, and now they're celebrating with you and feeling really joyful and congratulations of the good times. I don't know if you have a sense for you of honor or pride of like where you've come from and what you've done and what you've gone through, but I'm getting this sense of value of the journey that you've had, what you've come through. It also a little bit feels like not just you, but maybe your parents too. And not that you did the same thing that they did, but like this collected feeling of, yeah, they're giving me this feeling of legacy of how you have chosen to take who you are and what you've done with your life and to work in crafting a legacy, a blossoming of your gifts. Okay, so I'm going to take a moment to pause because I feel like that's all they have to share right in this moment, but I want to give you a chance to ask a question, or if you have clarifications that you want to ask for.
I think I'm interested in any messages or what's ahead for me coming up and what I should focus on. So I don't want to direct a question. I want them to help me
Yes.
to see where I can go and anything I can expect.
That sounds great. Okay, I'll ask that. And may I ask a quick question of, have you done anything recently that feels celebratory or congratulations? Oh, good. I can't wait to see what you're going to show me.
I wrote my novel,
Wow.
Letters to Singapore, in May, and it's been wonderful. So when you said that, that's what came to mind because I've
Oh my
been watching
gosh.
it even in Bali and Singapore, and this is my new passion, writing. I haven't written in a long time.
Uh-huh.
So I am feeling the validation of that congratulations and legacy of, who I am and where I've come from. Being a
Yes.
rebellious woman against patriarchal oppression, in grand terms. So I have a newfound joy and passion in my writing, and I guess I'm open to those messages and enjoy
Yes.
what has been imparted so far. So thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. And I'm working on a book that I'm working to finish within the next few weeks. It's almost done, but I love reading and writing. They're probably my biggest passion. So I'm so excited for you of this book.
Yeah.
And yeah, excited to see what else they have to say. Okay. Okay. And again, as I said at the beginning, take what you like. One option that they want to share with you is this book. It could be a series, and or what they're showing me is a series, but not necessarily with the main character, the same character in every book. They're showing me something that feels more like a fan fiction type of writing where the second book is a minor character in the first book, and that type of thing. What are the yeah, now I'm getting all the goosebumps and the chills, and this feels amazing because it feels like you've created this whole ecosystem, this whole world of characters for this book. And so who's a secondary character or a minor character in the first book what if you gave her a voice to share her story in book 2? And then in book 3, it's another character that maybe is in book 1 or maybe is in book 2. And I don't know how many more than 3 books there can be. I think there could be more than that. There could be as many as 5, but it also depends on how your creativity feels. You might get to book 3 if you go this path and say, okay, I think I'm done now. Or you might feel like there's still a little bit more that I could do with this to to create book 4 and book 5. I feel like there's another reason they're giving me this term of fan fiction. Okay. So a few other possibilities for you to consider are, in addition to what I just said, if you have a social media presence or email list where you connect with readers and can talk to them, it would be worth finding out from your fans. You may want to ask them who, if there was going to be a book 2 about a character from book 1, who do you want to hear more about? And who knows, maybe book 2 is the continuation of book 1 and more characters come in with this vision of, this is now going to be like a 10-book series and we're adding in new characters and following all of the paths. But I get the sense of, if you want your readers to like actively participate in giving you the creative ideas as you're working, that they would be happy to, it feels like a dance where you're still writing what you want to write and creating what you want to create, but you know what they really like. And so I don't know anything about this book that you wrote, but I keep on thinking of the book Crazy Rich Asians, probably because it's the last book that I read that was set, that does have some stuff in Singapore. But also, I think why I'm thinking about that is, it's a popular book that people know, and there might be 25% of your fans that are like, can you put in a character who's not literally one of the Crazy Rich Asians, because I don't know how that works, of like putting in somebody else's work into your work, but something of that flavor of, then in book 2 there's this dashing rich character, or the high profile luxury life in Singapore. And okay, let's see what else they want to say about this. Okay. This thing about fans too, of this phrase doesn't even really make sense, but I'm just going to say it. They're telling me your fans will be your biggest fans, which is almost, in a way, it feels like it doesn't mean anything, but it's also like, it does mean something, in that writing is a business and kind of different than a business. But I get the feeling of, you working with your fans is going to continue to make your fans even more happy with what you're doing, and that they will help create more fans for you, rather than if you went to a business conference or you went to a publishing event or you went to a whatever. Like, it feels to me like it's this beautiful interplay of, it's almost like you and the fans and this world you've created, and that's all the fuel you need to keep this going. And you may also want to, in addition to asking them about the book, you might want to, in whatever ways that you communicate with them, ask them, do you want to do tea time with the author, and every quarter have a time where we connect over Zoom or whatever and chit chat and get to know each other, or whatever feels of your comfort level. But I also feel like, and who knows, if you want, some of these could be things that people pay for, but I feel like your fans of the book might have some ideas of how they would like to interact with you, that if you ask them and open the communication, it's almost like anywhere that maybe your ideas, if they start dropping off, or you're like, I'm not sure what happens next, the fans are right there. All you have to do is ask them, and they'll be like, here's 4 ideas. And then you pick the one that you like, and then it goes from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because I do that.
Yeah.
A few people I talk to, many of them have given me suggestions. And I always say, bring it on. I'm open. I want to listen.
Yay.
And everyone has
Oh,
a different idea, all equally intriguing.
I love that. I love that. Okay. Interesting. So now what I'm getting to is what you could have, you could create a thing that is a true fan fiction kind of experience as well, if you want, where you say, hey, let's all get together, and for the month of February or March or whatever, January is too soon, maybe even April, maybe April's fan fiction month for Letters of Singapore, and you do a whole thing with people, however you want to do it. I don't know if it's free or paid or whatever, but maybe you choose 3 people who you like their fan fiction the most, and it gets shared and they share it. It could even be like a contest or a challenge. And the other thing I like that could be fun with this is I feel that you have the ability, both with your writing and your book and these community of fans that you're creating, to mentor some of these people who maybe also want to be writers and inspire them. It's like you've already inspired them, and you could inspire them a little bit more if you, and fan fiction is like the first opening of it. But then if you wish to go further and mentor some of them who want to create their own original work that isn't fan fiction, then that I could see happening. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Sorry, I'm just checking time for a second. Okay, let me see. I'm going to close my eyes. See if there's anything else. Do you have any other questions at this moment, or should I just see what else I see?
You're in charge.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm so excited to tell you about the upcoming book, Talk to the Trees, written by myself, Rachel Stravelli, psychic creative. Talk to the Trees is a short book that's somewhat connecting to the wisdom of the trees, actually literally talking to them, metaphorically talking to them, learning from the wisdom of these elder beings related to what can we gain from them in terms of resilience, how to get through hard times, how to approach the times that we're in. There's so many great things in this very short book. You can buy it at the places linked below. I would love it if you check it out, share it with a friend, buy it for a friend, and spread the word.
So I don't know if you do this already, but I'm getting this sense of it almost feels like your writing and the fun and the success and communicating with the fans and all that could get so have so much success and momentum that 1 or 2 or 3 of your personal relationships might start to not get as much attention. And so I'm getting this sense of, it's just a reminder, and maybe you're already good about this. So if you are, that's fine. It's just an encouragement of making time for the relationships in your personal life that really matter. I'm getting this sense of a weekly either date or connecting time that you have together that's fun. Just putting it on the calendar and making sure it happens, because maybe it's also that these people, as you're pouring yourself into this, they might want a little bit extra attention or want you to remind them that they still care, that they're still really important to you. So just the people, whoever it is for you that comes to mind that is an important relationship that you value and want to continue, making a point to connect with them once a week and keep that connection strong. And maybe it's depending on whether it's a partner or a friend or a family or whoever, maybe you're going out to dinner, or maybe you're getting coffee or taking a walk, or whatever it is that feels good for both of you. But I do get the sense of putting it on the calendar, not just letting. Sometimes people can have a habit of people just call when they call, and that's the way that it is. But I really get the sense of having a time every week or once a month where you go through your calendar and you think, when am I going to see? Okay, let me put some dates on the calendar, because something about putting it on the calendar and making sure it's a priority feels really important over the next few weeks. And
I'm a calendar person.
yeah.
I have the paper version, so definitely.
Okay, great. Oh, that's wonderful. All right. I probably, if you have a short question, we have time for one more question, or I can just see if they have anything else.
Travel, children, the lottery,
Okay.
any of those?
You tell me which one you want me to look at. I feel like maybe not the lottery unless you already buy lottery tickets.
I guess any traveling.
So I get two images. One is you in a bathing suit, so I'm assuming it's a warm place. But then I also get this feeling of being at the airport, and they keep on giving this feeling of bumps in the road. So I don't know if it's like you're traveling and then there's a delay in the airport or snafu or turbulence on the plane, but a little bit of, it's like the travel is fun, but it seems like the actual getting from here to there in the airport feels like there could be some friction or booze. And I don't even know if that's actually getting to the travel might be the bumpy road. So they're giving me this sense of wherever it is that you wish to travel, which, as I said, I got this vision of you in a bathing suit, but it doesn't have to be that. But to me, that feels like the picture of the destination. So have the picture of the destination in your mind that would make you really happy, that would feel like a wonderful place to travel, and let that be the thing that you return to and leads you and guides you forward. Because like I said, I feel like with traveling, the actual getting there might be some logistical or technical issues, but just keeping on focusing on the feeling of when you're there, what you think you're going to feel and how you're going to feel, all of that will be a nice guiding force carrying you forward. Yeah, that feels good. All right. I would love if you, for the viewers, could evaluate our time together so they can get a sense of, did this fit for you? Was it helpful? And yeah, give them a rundown of your assessment.
The breathing exercises were interesting. I found them useful to channel and direct what needed to go where in my body and in my being. So that was awesome. I was happily surprised when my spirit guides showed up and were applauding me because I had just received 2 or 3 good news about my writing yesterday and the day before, and it felt right. I felt validated, excited, and the idea of fans and fan base was definitely something that I'm open to. I loved hearing about, and it's getting me thinking and churning. So the messages were relevant and definitely in tune with who I am. The travel, it's interesting. I think that's just what's happening all around at the moment. I just came back from a long trip, so I managed to avoid it. But when I see what's happening out there, it is exactly what you're saying. So I guess the message is it's just part and parcel of traveling. And so, yeah, I know I take this lovely gift of messages and definitely your sense and excitement as well, and I value it. So I truly appreciate it.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so happy for you. And I'm excited for the congratulations you've received and will continue to receive, and all these fans that are coming about. So that's really wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes. If you have friends or colleagues or whoever that you want to tell about my services, or if you want to come back for another reading in the new year, I would be delighted to work with you, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you and Happy New Year. And then you look like a beautiful sparkly with your background.
Hey, I am here to tell you about my free manifesting short course that you can download below. It's 5 days of doodling and manifesting, getting you to look at manifesting in a fresh new way and getting that creative muscle working so you can start making new connections and seeing new things that you have never seen before. Go ahead and download that free course below.